was going to construct ATB TV this week, and I turned on the radio and there was Willie Nelson on the road again. How appropriate. It's great to actually be on the road again and head to the races. 18 months, obviously. Not many of us have hit the road to go to the races, so it is nice to be able to do that again. And today we've got 3 runners at Warrnambool, Thursday, December the 9th. All Pat Ryan's runners, 3 of the 4 that actually ran on Jericho Cup Day that performed well, so we look forward to that. We'll catch up with Pat. I'll just run through 3 or 4 runners quickly that performed later last week. We had Street Baby go to Penola rather than go to Stall. Look, she ran well for second, but it's quite obvious that she's looking for the 2,000. Pressure come on. She spat the bit out and was really struggling to keep up, but to her credit, although well beaten, ran into second. Bit unlucky, young Ben Price was probably going to have a nice position, sort of 4th, 5th, but he just kept getting shuffled back by horses going around. So, look, it was a good run. She's been really good this time in. Very stiff not to have won a race. And I know Andrew's now targeting her for a 2,000 metre race, and she should get her chance to jump back into the winners list. As I look down my sheet, we also had Roderer go around at Bairnsdale. Tight track, got back as we expected, made it hard for him to be winning. He did run home well to run 5th. He may back up at Mornington on Tuesday next week. I won't know the fields until tomorrow, but these 58s over a mile, these are the races he'll be competitive in it, and I'm sure he'll win one this prep, as he did last prep with Logan McGill, so we'll just wait for fields tomorrow. On Sunday we had 2 runners at Werribee Cup Day. As the owners would know now, we've retired Let's Get Serious. He's a horse that's just had sort of issues from, well, not from day one, but earlier in his prep. Just composition issues, and just meant that we probably never realised his full potential. Never know whether he, would have been okay as a racehorse, but look, he was just left restricted. Saab did a great job to get him to the track. Now his days will be as a rehomed horse. Saab's already got someone lined up to take him, so he'll enjoy the rest of his days with his new owner, and I'm sure in due course we'll be able to let the owners know who that person is, and if they want to keep in contact, we'll ensure that the owner will flick us through some photos from time to time. Also we had Igniter. I think he's only had 1 run in basically a year. He was scratched from Geelong before this run on Sunday. He scratched the Wednesday prior just due to transport issues or getting across the West Gate. Look, he did all we expected him to do. He was back, he looked under pressure, he passed a few in the home straight, and look, he would have blew a lot of cobwebs out, and that's the aim of it. He'll take a couple to get fit and be competitive once we get to that 1,800, 2,000 metre mark, but all reports pulled up well. I'll probably give him a couple of weeks before his next run. We've just got to be patient there. It's been an injury-prone exercise for the past 18 months. And I just sort of go back in time and just think when he was going head-to-head with Grand Promenade, going back to that prep where he strung 2 or 3 seconds together. And we've seen where Grand Promenade's ended up, and winning a lot of races leading up to the spring and then competing in the Melbourne Cup. It's the fortunes of racehorses. Some get I would say good luck, but they just get a nice free run through and you get to realise the full potential. Unfortunately with Igniter, we've seen glimpses, but we've never had a real good crack at it. So hopefully, Robbie can keep him sound and we can keep him racing and get to that stage where we can be competitive again at Saturday level and tick off a few races. Flemington and tracks like that. We had a couple of nice runners. We had Miss 10,000, as I said. I'll just pop up Dean Yendel's thoughts here after the race. Did you get it from a jockey's perspective?
Look, we were able to get her out of the barriers really cleanly today. She sort of just landed there in front. That wasn't the plan. Obviously, she'd been backish the last couple of runs, but when I felt myself there, there's no point dragging through the field and then having to be midfield. But so I just let her be comfortable, went at it just nice, even steady gallop, let her be comfortable, sort of quickened from the 800. She felt good within her action, she wasn't pulling or over racing. Let her quicken a little bit from the 800 and then continue the 600 and then ask for a nice effort on straightening. So I got stuck into her. She found the line good. She just got to found the line at the right time. Obviously, they were coming late. I don't know whether it's obviously just stick to that around that distance, and hopefully she can pick up another one around that same sort of grade anyway. But hopefully with that win under her belt, she might get a little bit of confidence within herself.
Well inside the 250, still two in front. Jekyll and Hyde, Pentai Spirit running home well, and then Bannerton, Miss 10,000, still doing enough though. Miss 10,000, she'll lead all the way. Beats Bannerton a half length. Main Court third, and then Jekyll and Hyde and Pentai Spirit from Written Rules, all about attitude, and Southfield last in.
As you can see, sometimes plans don't always come to fruition. We're going to ride that horse just off the speed, but Drew Barrier 1 jumped well, and this is what the good jockeys do. Very quickly they revert to plan B. Dean's a brilliant rider around the Western Districts. He's a good rider anywhere, but he was able to dictate, rate the mare, and look, she had enough in the tank to kick away in the home straight and then hold him off. They were coming late, but she was able to hold him off. I think Dean's record at Hamilton is something like his last 110 rides for nearly 30 winners. You know, that's striking at almost 25% or around 25% of when you consider a career average of 16 and 17 highlights the best. Shows you how well he rides the Hamilton track, and similarly tracks like Warrnambool and Caston and Donald, all those in the Western Districts. He's certainly an asset and a big positive when you get Dean on. So well done to Miss 10,000 owners. I think they've got a mares race picked out in mid-January, and just to build a bridge to get there, they'll find another 2,000 metre race in between. I think they indicated there was Mornington or Wangaratta. So that was good, and you know, hopefully she gets that bit of confidence out of the win. You know, that's her go, staying. So she'll need to step up to 64 level next up, and I think once you're beyond that 22,000 metre mark, the quality of opposition this time of year is not going to be a great deal stronger. So I'm pretty sure she can tick off another win this prep. We also had a Dandy Man at Sandown, another really good run. The barrier was always the issue here. I think originally it was 14 of 16. Scratchings brought him in at 10. Just sort of half missed the kick. I think he was playing up behind the gates and just a bit slow away. Had to work a bit to get to the front. Sort of settled nicely, but then at the 600 just wanted to get going a bit earlier than what Talia Hope wanted to, and he was just exposed late. Look, it was a brave effort. He was only beaten just on a length. The first couple of horses go well. And look, he ran up to his win at Sandown the previous run, and look, I think Mitch is keen to keep him at 1400 just while he's still learning the trade, but look, he's a promising galloper going forward, and I've got no doubt that at some stage he'll be a Saturday Metro winner, as long as he stays sound. We'll leave it there for now. I'll catch up with Pat. We'll do a little bit of pre-race, post-race stuff. We'll just give you an idea for anyone that may be new to our regime and what we do when we're on track. We get involved with the trainer and the jockey and listen to all the pre-race tactics, and then obviously we get the pre-race lives from the jockey afterwards. Sorry, the pre-race thoughts of the jockey afterwards. So we've got Michael Poy, and we've got young Shanae O'Meara, who's riding Madam Mischief. Shanae actually has done a really good job to get back riding. She was the girl about 2 years ago that was in an induced coma for weeks. She's apprenticed to Aussie Coffee. She's since come through all that, rehabbed, back at the track. She rode her first winner at Stall last week, and her 4 kilo claim on Madam Mischief looks just a nice positive engagement by Pat Ryan, because she just runs out in front and taken 4 kilos off her back. She should be hard to beat today. And then we've got last start winner, an Irishman who beats probably a little bit stronger field, but he drops a couple of kilos, and he'll be hard to beat in the last. And first up is Intense, who's out to 1700. So we'll have a chat to Pat, just a bit about today, a bit about himself. As I said, if I catch Tom Davenink, that'd be great. Anyway, we'll fill the rest of ATB TV up with racing at the Bull. Big Intense after finishing 4th. Perfect for what we wanted. Flick up mid-poise, and Pat's thoughts after the race. He's a stay in the making, and second up 1700 hit the line well, and that's exactly what we wanted.
One pace this time. Yeah. He bounced well, settled closer, following the right ones. They were just still potato sharp for me. They sprinted away from me. He dropped a bit, probably 600 from home, and felt like he was going to tail off from nowhere. And then he just kept coming. He ran a good race. Probably stiff not to run third. We weren't far away, but he's going well. He win one over 2,000 plus. Yeah. I think that's going to be his go. Yeah. I reckon he might handle a wet track too. Yeah, he does. Get him on a heavy track, and we struggle to get a heavy track now, but yeah, a wetter track over 2,000, and he should be filling a placing for sure.
Something like, if we could get his maiden away in a weekish, if we get a weekish maiden, you could give him just a 3 or 4 week little lad up or something, and then come back and still have residual fitness, and when we get into the wet tracks, you know.
Yeah, and I think once he wins his maiden, he'll win one of those 0 to 58s, those type of races out in the bush. Yeah. They're probably, like, today we've been beaten by first starter, which possibly could be a handy one in the future. So he's not far away from his grade. He's just running into these type of horses. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Perfect. Thank you.
That's the type of progression we really want to see, isn't it? You know, he's improved off his first up.
Yeah, it's like true stayers after their first up run, they get down really quick, and like he said, when they sprinted, he got cluttered up a little bit. He's such a monster. He just got to get into clear air, and once he did that, the last 100, he just motored. So look, we just got to keep stepping him up and trip, and you know, he's obviously foot's on the till. We're just got to find the right race, and then just keep trying to find the right stay in races.
Beautiful.
Madam Mischief still a big leader, 200 to go. 4 in front of He's Exclusive. Man Miss Cavendish. Madam Mischief 3 in front. They might be running out of time, I think. Madam Mischief holding on. He's Exclusive taking some ground away late, but Madam Mischief all the way. Madam Mischief 2.5 lengths to He's Exclusive. Manjaro, I think, holds third from either Miss Cavendish or Vesnina. She finally did another Canadian Gold.
She only likes girls.
You know, last all the way around.
That was what you call impressive.
6 in front of the
Win number 2 for
400 is going to take some running down. Never looked like stopping.
Just rolled along.
Just love the way she just left her alone.
Had a control gallop, but a good gallop.
Hey, Dave.
And it's taken
Happy owner, mate. Happy owner.
Fantastic.
The run has eaten into the mark.
Happy owners.
But really the result didn't.
Maureen, are you happy?
Yes, I am happy. Very happy.
Shania O'Meara here, the steerer of Madam Mischief. Might just take us through the race.
Yeah, so she got out of the barriers really well, and I could see Johnny Allen was really trying to ride his horse out to see if he could get the lead, but she was too quick for him, and then she even relaxed really nicely, and she knew where she was. She changed leads at the right time, and at the 600 she sort of stepped up through her gears, and then at the top of the straight I just asked a bit more, and she just went even more through her gears and just hit the line so well.
Basically what Pat said, she'll change her legs and
yeah, she did.
She'll get into the rhythm. And
she did, yep.
Did you dare look around at the 400?
Not at the 400, about the 100 I had a quick look and I thought, no, I still can't see anyone, so we must be going pretty well.
You're going to have to master the art of what Dean Yendall does. I think he stands up and looks between his legs. But,
he does. He
well done, look, congratulations. I know that's your second career win,
yes.
And onwards and upwards, and fantastic to have you on board.
Yeah, definitely, and I thank you for all the opportunity to jump on her. That was really just
going to be hard to kick you off, mate.
Yes.
Thanks, Sinead.
No, thank you so much.
Big boy, an Irishman, I think you finished 4th. Just take us through the run, mate.
Look, we broke away clean. He's easily let him up. He rolled along at a nice clip. He quickened well from the 600. He felt the winner from there on. But once he got to the 400 and after that next gear, he might have just felt the track. It's pretty firm out there. All the races have been run near track records. and for this grade of horses they shouldn't be doing that. So I say it's getting close to a firm 2. We're at the last race now, but he just didn't quicken up well from the 400. He then wanted to lay out a bit worse than last time. I know he can lay out, but maybe just a touch worse than last time. Look, he's still running a bold effort. Stiff not to run a top 3 place, but look, he's going well. He did his job last time, and I'm sure if you can get him back onto a softer ground, it probably takes a sprint out of those horses that are giving us a head start. So they'll be targeting a softer track in a similar race.
I watched the race, just to add to what Mike was saying, with Pat, and Pat suggested that he thought his action just looked different, and relating that back to the firm track. Yeah,
I'd be putting it down to the firm track. He's an older horse. He's done his job this time, and he won that race last time. I think there's a few more wins in him, but we just probably got to take care of the old boy.
Good on you, mate. Thanks for your efforts today. Good on you, mate.
So I know they said she was there, but they're also blind.
Yeah. Make sure. Well, she's going to be a great little pony at the end of her career. And the bloke that went from Adam Mischief, the winner, had no. Well, there's a wrap for Warrnambool. 3 runners, a winner, and a couple of nice fourths. Yeah, the little daisy cutter, Adam Mischief, she really appreciated that firm track today. And as Pat explained to Shanae, just let her stride, don't wrestle her. Just let her know you got the reins more or less. And look, she was far too good and smashed in the betting. I think more or less because there'd been a few horses earlier led all the way. I think there was four or five for the day that basically led all the way. So suited up nicely for her at her 4 kilo claim, and you would not have seen a happier jockey post races. Would have seen from the little videos I had there. And look, well done to Shanae. She had an awful fall about 2 years ago. Was in an induced coma, and there was even fears for her life at one stage, but she's come back. She hasn't lost her passion for the game. She certainly hasn't lost her nerve, and I'll just wrap that we were able to get her another win, her second win. Her first was only last weekend at Stall, so she was tickled pink. Her mum was there, some other family members, and yeah, it just gives her a nice warm feeling to know that you're helping a girl along early in her career. So well done to Shanae, well done to Pat. He puts a lot of thought into all these races and his placement, and he knew that Shanae was there as a 4 kilo claiming apprentice. They can win 5 races with their 4 kilos, and just suited perfectly. Drop back in grade for Madam Mischief, back to the 58, 4 kilos off. And I think the smart punters identified that late. The other horse that had a claim was always going to be back in the field and panned out beautifully. So that's, I think, 3 wins with Pat now for Madam Mischief to this prep, and I think another 19 or 20,000 in prize money. So she's earned her keep well and truly. Just needs to take that next step. It's a pity she just hasn't been able to measure up at 64 level, but we'll cross that bridge again because there's a race at Warrnambool again in a few weeks' time. No doubt Shanae will get the call to come down and ride her, and I'm sure she'll be there ASAP as quick as she can. And hopefully we can tick off another win. It just shows you, I think last start in that 64, just a bit tougher, and there's a little bit of pressure there. You can just play in her mind, like Pat says. She is very. You put some pressure or even pressure on her when you're riding her with the rein. She just might turn up the toes a little, but you let her roll. And as Pat said, there's not too many around that can just bowl along at that pace and keep going. Leave her alone and let her do her thing, and she did that beautifully today. Intense earlier, he was good. That's probably where I expected him to finish. He's a bit stiff, probably should have ran third, just got held up from sort of this 900 to the 500. You can see Michael was wanting to get to the outside, but he just couldn't. Anyway, he took his medicine and just moved his way through the field, and he was good, so he'll slip out to 2,000. And Just an Irishman. I think he felt the ground. It got to, 0.3 outside the track record now for 64 grade. That's hiking, and he set up the speed. That's why we're going to ride him. You're going to win some. Like Pat said, you probably win 1 out of 3 doing that. And then other times you're going to set it up for horses just off your back. But it was good. Just probably felt it. I think the other day when he won on Jericho Day, they had a lot more water on the track that day for the Jericho races. So we were race 3. So he could get his toe in. You could see he strode away on the home turn in that race, where today he just wasn't going to let down as well. He's had a few leg issues and he was probably feeling his feet. Pat pointed out to me after the race that he was shuffling from one leg to another, just trying to take the weight off his feet. So he's obviously feeling a little bit after the race. But anyway, that he still ran well, and we just need to make a decision on where we race him and just look at the weather a little bit. I think Pat's pretty sure there's another win in him, just getting that right race, right conditions. And yeah, so that was today. So I hope you enjoyed just those little post-race jockeys, just something different for people that may not have experienced being to the races yet with some of our new horses. Well, that's what you'll get to hear when you're up close and personal with the trainer and the jockey. Going forward, runners, Flemington, we've got Hasseltoff at Flemington in a benchmark 70 over 1600. Look, it's been an all over the place sort of preparation. Just trying to get to a couple of target races during the spring, which never worked out, obviously. A little freshen up, back in grade to a trip he likes, a track he likes. Just inferior quality. I think it's the thing at McEvoy's, it goes pretty good. The rest are horses that he would have handled easily at his best. So I just hope he can just find his best form or near enough to it, and around that $8 mark, he's an each way chance. I just slight reservations about trying to resurrect the preparation when you're deep into it. He's been at work since May. These freshen ups, if it's one or the other, you'll see they rebound off it and run well, or if he puts in an ordinary race, I'd say he would need a spell. But fingers crossed that they've got it right. He's done a lot of swimming and a lot of work without the saddle on, and obviously in recent weeks he's galloped pretty well. So look forward to that. Capriccio in the sprint race, open sprint race. So she comes up against some old warriors here, Helvorsen, Sartorial Splendor, Morrissey, I think from South Australia, Tequila Time. So these are horses that have been around for 2 or 3 seasons, and she's a filly that's just cutting her teeth, and she's only 8 races old, I think, from memory. She loves the straight. She won the big money race there. I can't remember the name, but now the bracelet or whatever it was back earlier in the year, she's ran a narrow third there last start before a break. So she does like the straight. She's a $20 chance. That's probably fair enough in open grade, but Harry Coffey is on. She's trialled very well. Expected to run well. She's a kind of horse you just ride her dead cold, get a suck up in behind something, and then expose her late, and hopefully she can finish on. So she has not run a bad race down the straight, so we expect her, and I'm sure Daniel will have it tuned up to run very well. Not much more to add. I don't know the race. I mean, we've got race free Monday, Tuesday potentially Rotor at Mornington, and then after that it's back to Sandown, but we have no runners there. So that's probably it. So 2 more to look forward to, but we've had a good week with Miss 10,000 winning, and also a little Madam Mischief winning, and it was great to see some excited owners on track. And just to finish off, I'll get a couple of them to cheerio us out for the week. And also, I've got a little bit of vision of Darren and Liz's magnificent farm, Manningtree Park, where a drone was set up to film right across the farm, and you only have to have a look at all the work that's been done there over the 20-25 years that they've been there, and it's a fantastic setup, and it's just horse heaven. You can understand why horses do so well there, and just a magnificent setup to breed and rear horses from day one to their racing days. Anyway, I'll tune out now, and we look forward to a couple of good runs from horses on the weekend, and I'll have Darren back with me next weekend. Catch us later.
Go, madam, you're a winner.
Are you excited, you girls, or what?
Absolutely, we are. Yes, we've had a great afternoon.
Very good. We'll be back here in 2 weeks to do the same.
Yes,
And hopefully we'll see more owners.